We're here on this earth, and one day we're not going to be on this earth. And that's just what life is. And that really, really changed my perspective of how I live on a day-to-day basis.
You're one of the greatest coaches for one of the biggest fitness communities in Atlanta. And this is a fact. This is like Hills is one of the biggest fitness communities.
It is.
You're one of the coaches.
Yeah.
So you're one of the greatest coaches for one of the biggest fitness communities in Atlanta.
Just Kaylin.
That's very humble of you.
I guess.
Did you become this person because of the traumas, or lean into the side of you because of the traumas, or this is where you was already this person before all these things happened?
Those two moments were the biggest wake-up calls of like, hello, we're here. Okay, I might get mad. Okay, things are going to happen. But I'm not going to allow that to carry my day. And I'm not going to allow one day to define my entire life.
What was like the biggest and hardest obstacle you felt like you had to get over to get back to your normalcy?
It took a long time to get here. I hate crying.
It's okay. So hear me out. Today's episode, very important, extremely special to me because Coach K is in the building. And if you know anything about Atlanta's fitness culture, you already know what that means. This is somebody who's built respect through consistency, through discipline, and the way she carries herself when life gets hard, not just in the gym, in real life. And honestly, this conversation surprised me because underneath the fitness, the coaching, the motivation, there's a mindset that explains why people gravitate towards her in the first place. The way she handles fitness, the way she handles pressure, the way she refuses to let hard moments define who she is. A lot of people talk about discipline, right? Very few people actually live it mentally. And that's what this episode is about. That is why we are here. Let me be honest with you. I might be a little too excited, right? Let me take it down a notch. I am in a room with royalty. Okay? I am in a room. Let me tell you why. I have such a huge appreciation and fascination for like athletes, like people who do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you did a lot. You're like Coach Wynn. Like, yeah, that's so much, like to not just run track, to do all the things in track.
Yeah.
You also did gymnastics, right? What else you did? You did
play basketball. And my basketball coach made me play volleyball for a year.
That's 4 sports.
According to my sister, I sucked.
At volleyball?
Yes. She's a volleyball player.
Is she good at it?
She's great.
Is she taller than you?
No, we're the same height.
Oh.
But like she can jump.
Okay.
She can jump. She can move. She played beach volleyball too. I don't know if you've ever played beach.
Once.
Ooh.
That sand is different.
Man. I'm talking mess. I'm talking cash money. And I got out there with my sister one day. And she was just like, her and her friend just out there slamming. I'm like, yo, I can't get over there to the ball. Mind you, I didn't even know how to hit. So it was just like, I'm hitting the ball everywhere. I'm tired. I'm rolling around. Yeah, that's a different ball game. And then when my coach made us play in high school, this was the only year I went to private school. So it was like small, everybody makes a team.
Yeah.
It was like the entire basketball team playing volleyball.
Yeah.
And we sucked, but we were really good. Like when we really got a point, it was really like, oh my gosh, because we were athletes. But doing all those sports, man, it's
a lot of sports. So
fun.
I played football. That was It was my main sport, but I'm gonna say it was my only sport.
Yeah,
because I used the other ones to train. I never competed in them. It was just
to
train.
Yeah.
I love football so much, like the actual game of it. Love it so much.
Yeah.
But then what happens is you lose the sport. You're not playing the sport anymore. And if you don't have if you're not conscious of trying to become a fitness trainer and trying to go through that avenue, for me at least, I didn't realize how much I missed fitness.
Yeah.
How important it was. I always thought like this is something that I'm not really trying to gravitate towards because it's work.
Yeah.
And it's not paying.
Right.
And it's not something that I want to do at the end of all of this. And then you take sport away and it's like, oh, it feels like this was the best part of
right.
The sports journey is not just the game, but the training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The working out and also the camaraderie that comes with it.
Yeah.
So there's an absence for me, and I try to find my way back to it. So for you, which one do you like love the most? The actual game, like the sports part of it, or the fitness, the training part of it?
Mm.
And does it hurt you now to know that you're not a professional at any of these?
That's a good question. I don't know. I have a found love for all three sports.
Okay.
I stopped gymnastics at a very early age.
Mhm.
And that is like, that was heavy training, like heavy training,
Mhm.
6 days a week, all year long, you know. And so when it came to basketball and track, I kind of just, I don't know, I went through emotions with those. And my main event was 100-meter hurdles. So we really, really trained that when I got serious about it. And then basketball, I didn't really start training for that until my 10th grade year. And I tore my ACL when I started training. So
At the
like
beginning of it, it wasn't even like competition. It was
right. So it was like inevitable for me to think like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to touch weights. I don't know how. I don't know if the coach, didn't know. Mind you, I was going in there by myself too. I was just trying
Yeah.
stuff. But after my ACL tear, I tore my ACL and meniscus. I found a love for working out because for a very long time I couldn't do a lot of the things that I used to could do. So I went to PT my second day after surgery, which was the scariest thing ever. But I was like, I want to get moving quick. And I just couldn't do anything. And slowly started to progress. And that's when I kind of saw like, okay, this part can't be done. I can't play and show my talents if I can't do this. I
Yeah.
can't even do a squat.
Yeah.
So that's where I started to find a love in training. And I think what hurt the most was track.
The not
Like
doing it?
not doing it.
More than
Basketball.
Mm.
Because I stopped doing gymnastics by the time I was in 8th grade. I was done.
Yeah.
When I got to high school, the focus was basketball and track.
Got you.
And not being able to run track, my 9th grade year, I broke the 100-meter hurdle record.
Congratulations.
And after that, thank you. After that, I didn't break it again.
Because of the injury?
Because of the injury. 10th grade year, I went over to a private school and to play basketball. They were still the best team ever, still the best coach. Shout out to Lady. But I literally, not being able to run and being at the track meets is what really killed me.
Yeah.
Basketball is like, okay, I'll get there, And I had in my mind, like, I'm going to go to college, maybe play overseas. Like, it was always in my mind, like, I'm always going to play basketball.
Yeah.
Track, though, I knew I didn't want to run track in college. And I knew I didn't want to be a professional track athlete. Just because I knew how much it took to be that, I was like, I love to run, but I don't like to run that much.
Yeah.
So that one hurt the most, of just like having to really step away from and not being able to do it to the fullest potential. But as I got older, it was basketball.
Basketball, you gravitated towards.
Yeah. I was a point guard.
Were you good?
Point guard. I was.
Were you?
But I was never able to see how good I was to my fullest potential. Because after my ACL tear, it was like, I was scared to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I got an offer from some D2 schools, and it was just like, I'm smart. Like, I can go to a bigger school. I ended up going to West Georgia, but, still a D2. But I was like, I'm literally better than this, and I couldn't put my pride aside. It was one of those things where it's just like, I can do better. I know I can do better, so let me do better.
Yeah.
And I went out and tried for West Georgia's team, and he told me I could be on the practice team. I was like, practice?
Why is that a thumbs down?
Because I was like, do I look like a practice player to you?
You sound like I was.
Do I look like a practice player? Like, I'm out there with the girls. that are already on the team competing with them. The other point guard, the other freshman that was coming in at the time, she was really good too. But it was just like, I mean, we're both good. Why does she get a scholarship and she get to be on the team and I am the practice player?
Did you ever think like maybe I can like outwork them to become a starter? And maybe I can, with enough time, maybe I can.
Nope.
Okay.
Come put my pride aside.
That's pride. Yeah, that's pride.
Ooh, I come put my pride aside. My dad was mad at me too. He was mad. My dad is one of the best basketball players come out of Atlanta. He played at Miami for 4 years, so starting point guard. 96 to 2000.
University of Miami.
University of Miami. Yeah.
Tell that I said I went to Florida State.
Oh wow! Okay.
Which is crazy because I'm from Miami. So
really,
yeah, born and raised.
Oh yeah, he had a blast out there.
It's a great time.
I heard.
It's a great time.
Yeah, he was mad. He was like, "Kaylin, what is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can work your way up." And I didn't listen to my dad a lot growing up. He told me to start playing basketball early. He told me to play different sports at an early age. He was like, you can do so much more than gymnastics. But I was so involved in gymnastics. It was like, and with gymnastics, you can't do any other sport. So, yeah, I literally was like, they want me on the practice team. I'm not doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just going to go to school and be a student.
Yeah.
Worst decision of my life.
Yeah.
Mm. I want to say I've let it go. I've grown to let it go, but it definitely is something I held on to for a very long time because I feel like it would have changed a lot.
Yeah. I know that you've just detailed like all of the things that happen in sports that cause you to like not be able to get to where you want to get to in sports.
Yeah.
But were there any like similar obstacles for fitness that caused you to like take a step back or have to like, step away from this thing that you now love because something has happened outside of injury?
Oh yeah. Finding the right way to do things. When I first started training, first of all, I started training because I gained over 35 pounds my freshman year in college.
Wait, you weren't doing sports your freshman year?
No.
Oh, okay.
My freshman year in college. I wasn't, because this is when I tried out for the team and
got you.
Decided not to play and things like that. So I gained 35 pounds. I was the heaviest I had ever been. And my mom, I came home first semester, came home, she looked at me and she was like, wow. She was just looking at me.
Yeah.
And just looking at me. And I was just like, Mom, what's like, haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
Love you.
She was like, yeah, you're fat.
She used those words?
That word. No, she said you're effing fat.
Oh, okay. Well, you made it nicer.
I made it a little bit nicer. My mom's strict. But yes, that right there was like, dang. Like, I knew what I was doing. I was eating a lot, drinking a lot. They were like typical freshman 15. I gained 35 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I was the heaviest I had ever been. Still very muscular. But in that moment, I was like, I'm just going to go run. I'm going to run. I'm going to do calisthenics because that's all I know. I didn't lift weights.
Wait, but what caused? Like, what happened in your life that made you go, like, because you was an athlete, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, to gain 35 pounds means, well, like, was the fitness that you were doing attached to sports only? Or, like, were you doing fitness outside of sports?
No. I didn't work out my freshman year at all. I didn't go I would go to the gym and play basketball. I played on the intramural team. But that was all I did. I didn't get into fitness until, I guess you'd say 2017.
Got you.
Because I was just like I told you, after I tore my ACL and meniscus, I was terrified to be in the weight room. So it was just like, I don't want to do this. I'm a little, nervous. I would squat here and there because I had a really good track coach my junior and senior year. But yeah, I was not in the gym. And I was doing everything but what I was supposed to be doing at school. So I was...
He's being a freshman.
Everybody knew me as being in the caf or the library.
Okay.
And there was a Starbucks in the library. I was always at Starbucks. And I was always in the caf. And I would be in the caf literally from the morning to the evening. Just eating. And I love food. I still love food to this day. So that's kind of how that went. And like I said, I wasn't moving. I wasn't working out, like dancing at parties, but you can't count that as working out.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that kind of like, in that moment where my mom was just looking at me, I was like, Mom, like you're like, that really hurt my feelings, but dang, maybe I do need to do something. So I just started running.
Yeah.
And I lost so much weight. I wasn't eating either. And that I got really sick. And that like really, really sat me down to a point where it's like, Kaylin, like if you want to live life like this, or if you don't want to live life like this, you're gonna have to change something. But you're gonna have to do it in a way where you're gonna be uncomfortable. And I was so uncomfortable because I was so sick. It was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it, but whatever. So yeah, that kind of like stopped me. And it's happened multiple times too.
That gained weight cycle.
Gain weight or losing weight.
Got you.
Where like during COVID, I got COVID and I lost weight. Like I went from being in the best shape of my life to literally the smallest I had ever been. I've never been smaller than 130. I was 120. And that's since I've been in like 9th grade. You know what I mean?
How tall are you for perspective? don't lie like how they do in college sports.
So I always listed myself as 5'7". I am 5'5.5".
So you okay.
5'5.5".
But we'll tell them 5'7".
True 5'5.5". So like that 120 is kind of small for my size, but 175 is kind of big for my size too. So in between that, I just started to learn how to live, how to do things, and getting more involved. And I was raised in Fairburn, so all of my friends were in Fairburn and things like that. Even though I went to school in Noonan, I went to high school in Noonan. I tell people that all the time. But raised in Fairburn, if you don't know where that is, it's south side of Atlanta.
South side?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what the...
We don't throw up anything.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that
It's
was.
okay. My homeboy calls it Burn City.
Burn City.
Burn City. It's Fairburn. But yeah, my friends out there, my friend he opened a gym. He started training in the park we grew up in. And I would just go work out with him. And then another one of my friends came back from training in Nashville. He was training for the league. He was like, Kaylin, I need you to get together workouts and we need to meet at the park and we need to go to the gym every single day. And this started about 2018. So I was like working out a little bit more then. And we went to the park every single day. And it was hot.
Yeah.
Every single day, just doing drills. And I was, it was a lot of things that I had seen growing up, a lot of things that I had researched at that time, because I'm like, this man is trying to go to the league. I don't want, anything bad to happen on my end. So I had a lot to learn. And yeah, like going to the weight room and going to the park was something that we did daily, and eating too. Like that is what changed my mindset about fitness.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is not just throwing exercises. This is like training the body. This is a lifestyle of just like, I need to drink water or I'm going to be dehydrated, or I need to eat something or I'm not going to make it through this workout.
Yeah.
And I was always the only girl, always the only girl.
Yeah.
With like really, really big guys. So it's just like, I can't be the little wimp.
Yeah.
And be the only girl.
So they pushed,
and they weren't allowing me to just be small.
Yeah.
They made me feel like the biggest person around them. So
you're one of the, I don't know how you see yourself or how you view yourself, but to me, this is factual. You're one of the greatest coaches for one of the biggest fitness communities in Atlanta.
Okay.
Like you have to, at some point when you go home and just like, you have to say that to yourself. I am one of the greatest coaches and this is a fact. This is like Hills is one of the biggest fitness communities.
It is.
You're one of the coaches.
Yeah.
So you're one of the greatest coaches for one of the biggest fitness communities in Atlanta.
Just Kaylin.
Yeah. I mean, that's very humble of you. Very humble of you. But like, when, like I said, from the outside looking in, when you're like watching people do what they do, sometimes you forget that the glory in what they do is like stem from some type of pain or some type of trauma. Like you forget that. You know, some people, they see these people in higher places and make assumptions about how they got there. Some people was, you know, you got there because you was good at something, you stay consistent at it.
Yeah.
But it's always that forgotten idea of sometimes like growth and success is born out of like people going through real shit, like going through real problems. So in this season, like when you gained the 35 pounds, like what was like the biggest and hardest obstacle you felt like you had to get over to get back to your normalcy?
That's a good question. I've been through a lot. Figuring out who I am.
Okay.
And not allowing anybody else on the outside to tell me who I was. And it took a long time to get here. I would say like being in different gyms, having the identity of like, oh, she's not loyal or she's not stable, you know, or she doesn't even know what she's doing. Is like the stigma I felt like I was building for myself. Whereas like from the inside looking out, it's just like, I'm just being me. You know, I want to get to know everybody. I want to get around to all the gyms. I want to see about all of these things. You know, what is this talking about? What is this talking about? And if this doesn't work, let me go this way, you know? And I think losing my best friend really, really changed my perspective on life when it came to that. Whereas like, this shit happens like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The day I got the call that Cam passed away was the worst day of my life. Whereas, like, I had talked to him 2 days before, thought I was going to see him at the end of the week. And the last thing I expected was to get a call that he had passed away in a car accident, a head-on car accident.
Where were you when you got
at the gym, working out? And, oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I was at the gym working out. Crazy thing. And, you know, as I started my journey too, Cam, I call him Cameron. So Cameron was always around too. I met him at West Georgia. He was my best friend's best friend. But we became really close in between there and just working. Cameron loved workout too. And I was like, what's wrong with this man?
Yeah.
Like, he had stopped playing stopped playing football. So he was just like, I just need to do something.
Right.
And things like that. So he was always, especially when I started training, he would always tell me like, I mean, you could work out with me, but you're not going to train me, you know, type deal. And so it was always funny, always giggling. But yeah, I was working out in the gym, man, and it was 12:38. I'm never going to forget that. And my homeboy called me and he was just like, Caitlin, you talked to Cam? I was like, yeah, I was on the phone with him 2 days ago. And I'm going to see him, you know, soon. He's coming back home. And he was like, you looked at Instagram? And I was like, no, I'm working out. What's going on? He was like, okay, call me when you get done. So I'm just like, all right, bye. But the entire time I'm working out, I'm like, something is not right. You know what I'm saying? So I called Cam 5 times and he did not pick up. And it went straight to voicemail. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with Cam? And the first thing I saw on Instagram when I opened Instagram is that he had passed away or RIP. I'm like, this is fake. Like, Cameron is not gone. Like, Cameron is, I'm calling him, you know, he's not answering. So it started to feel real. And then I called my best friend, Robert, still my best friend to this day. And he was crying. You know, I love to cry. I hate crying.
It's okay. If you cry, it's okay. We got a tissue. I'll with you.
I won't let him fall too much. But yeah, he was crying. And we literally sat on the phone and just cried. Like, he couldn't tell me what happened. I didn't know what happened at this time. And I'm still scrolling on Instagram at this time. I'm like, all I see is RIP Cameron, RIP Cameron. You know, from people that I didn't know knew him either, you know, but a lot of people knew Cam. And so it was just in that moment, I sat outside of the gym for at least an hour and a half, just in disbelief.
Right.
Of just like, man, like, this is my best friend. I can't call him. I can't text him. Or I can text him. He's not going to answer, and like, who am I going to see at the end of the week? But also, how am I going to help Robert? Because I knew how close they were to each other, and to see him in that, in that position really, really broke me down, and that, like, the first person I saw was Robert after, we found out and things like that. And I just looked at life from that point on. I've looked at life completely different, from a perspective of like,
things can happen in a moment.
Quick.
Yeah. I have a similar story to share, to relate. When I was in high school, I was playing football. I came back from a football game, and I struggled in high school and playing sports and playing football because I enjoyed the game, but did not know about the politics around it and what it's actually needed to get to the next level. So because of that, it was difficult to showcase my full potential. So after every game, I was frustrated because I never got all that I wanted out of the game.
Yeah.
I remember coming back from home after a football game, frustrated. I was walking back home, I had my gear on me. And then my brother came to meet me. He was on a bike. He was like, "Did you get the news?" And I was like, "What news?" He was like, "James just died," which is a neighborhood friend that everybody was close with. Very quiet kid, and we weren't like the best of friends, but we were friends. And that hurt me, not because like we were best friends, but he had huge dreams of playing football, getting out of his situation and helping his family, and that's what he was trying to do. It was a wrong place, wrong time type of situation. A few houses away from where I stayed at, and that hurt too. It hurt then. I still think about it vividly now, and it was, we weren't even best friends, and that was a very difficult thing to get over. You know what I mean? So you sat outside of the gym hour and a half, and this is your best friend, right? This is someone that's very close to you. And I can't even imagine. I know the pain I felt when James died, and that was difficult to get over. This is someone who was a lot closer to you. Like what do you do to pick yourself up and like persist and move forward? Like, how do you do that?
Literally take it one step at a time. Because there were so many moments of like doubt, uncertainty that I dealt with within that time. This was June 1st, 2021. So like, this is first day of the month. My energy is high.
Yeah.
I'm like excited to tell all my clients, like, we're starting a new program, just things like that. Mind you, I'm in the middle of my workout. So this is the first month workout of the month. And it was just like, in that moment, I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't know what's going to happen next. If this just happened, I don't know what else is going to happen. Like, I didn't expect this to happen. And it was times where things had happened in my life that I didn't expect, but it was just like, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to not be able to call somebody, to not be able to reach out to somebody, hug somebody that you have been close to for years. It was just like a moment of like, okay, what do I do? Because I can't live like this. I can't live just sitting down, crying, being sad, like he's gone. It is what it is. It's a part of life. And I just had to learn, like, I can't look so far ahead and into the future and be scared of what the future is going to bring. I have to take this one day, literally 1 millisecond at a time, and not be so worried about what is going to happen next, because what's going to happen next is going to happen regardless of how I feel, how things are going, what day it is. No matter whatever it is, it's going to happen. So you just got to be in the moment. And crazy thing, that was the first time my somebody close to me passed away. Second time was actually in 2024. I'm not sure if you know who Amir Abdurrahim is or heard about him.
The basketball player?
Basketball coach.
Coach?
So, basketball player Sharif Abdurrahim.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard about him?
Uh-huh.
That's my godfather.
Okay.
So, his brother, Amir Abdurrahim, was my brother's basketball coach at Kennesaw State in South Florida. So like family, you know, but he's my brother's basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that close to Amir, but my brother and my dad were. And he passed away October 24th, 2024.
Yeah.
I will never forget that call. My sister called me. My sister is the nanny for the kids. And she called me and she was like, Amir passed away.
Mm.
I'm like, no, he didn't. You know, it's always that sudden, like,
Yeah,
nah, that ain't true. Like, you stop playing on my phone.
Yeah.
Hang up. But she was crying, you know, and so I knew, you know, I couldn't say anything in that moment. I was just like in awe, complete awe of like this is really life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is, we are really living every day to die. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know how it's going to happen, but we're here on this earth and one day we're not going to be on this earth. And that's just what life is. And that really, really changed my perspective of how I live on a day-to-day basis of like, okay, I might get mad. Okay, things are going to happen, but I'm not going to allow that to carry my day. And I'm not going to allow one day to define my entire life. You know, and that was really like the biggest wake up. Those two moments were the biggest wake up calls of like, hello, we're here. You know, you're on earth. You have a purpose. You need to figure out what your purpose is. And you need to push everything you have every single day of your life to be the best version of yourself for you and for other people.
Yeah.
And so that kind of.
I think I'm going to start I'm going to take what you just said and start applying it to my life. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I've been fortunate, and I take that for granted because I haven't had any big deaths, and I'm getting older. Some people about to start, you know what I mean? Like they about to start falling off the shelf, and I got to be careful with. I have to be conscious of my attachment to those people, and I think I need to start paying attention to that more now. Because, like you said, you don't realize how common death is.
Yeah.
And then also how it rewires the way you move on a day-to-day basis. Like what things you do in your day-to-day life that you routine as therapy because of like big bad things like that can happen.
Yeah.
And I've been taking advantage of it. I've been, like taking advantage as in like, don't talk to your siblings as much. Don't talk to your parents as much. The people who are more likely to, the people that you are more likely to lose, but they're in your life and you care for. I haven't been tapping in with those people, so I need to do that.
Yeah,
just so I can be grateful and have experiences and memories with these people, but also think to myself more often, like, yo, at some point, you may lose them. How do you want to live your day to day?
Yeah.
And prepare for those moments, which I have not been doing.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
With your family.
Have to tap in.
Because when they're gone, you're going to look back and think about all the things that you did and either be sad because you didn't do them or be happy because you did.
Yeah.
And like, that's one of the greatest things that I've taken away from the deaths of both Cameron and Amir of like, yeah, I wasn't as close to Amir, but I saw him go from 1-28 in a season to 25 and 8 in 3 years in a school of nobody at Kennesaw State. Like, basketball team's always been sorry. What do you mean?
Yeah.
They're in March Madness now. Seeing that and getting to experience that alone was like the best experience I could have asked for. Granted, we're family, so we've had other experiences, but it was just like that right there, being in those moments, being in the moments where the big games, where you see him and my brother and all the teammates, going from nobody to being in the stands to the stands
Yeah,
filling up.
filled up, yeah.
That was insane. And then Cameron, same thing, like funny memories we have. I have so many crazy memories, but so many things of like just being on the phone. It was one time we took a road trip to Alabama to go to Tuskegee just to go.
Mhm.
And he went to Tuskegee for a year, but he was just like, I'm going to Tuskegee, you want to go? And it was always stuff like that, or like just random side quests that we used to do. It's important to create those memories. And the older I've gotten, the more I've tried to be intentional with every single thing I do. Not so serious, but just like if I haven't seen my mom or if I haven't talked to my mom in a couple of days, I'm going to call her. Same thing for my dad. I'm going to call her. My siblings, my brother and sister, I have had to get in their tail about answering the phone. I don't know what it is with this new generation, but
It ain't kicking yet. That's what I did. They don't see the importance of.
no, like you telling me you looking at you. I know you have your phone in your hand and you just not going to answer me.
Yeah.
Okay. Play with somebody else because I'll keep calling. I don't care. And I'm going to fuss when I answer,
Yeah,
when you
you better
finally answer.
pick up this damn phone.
Right. So it's just like being intentional with my people and like having gatherings. I grew up on Saturdays or game days.
Yeah.
People are going to come over.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun, kids in the basement, adults upstairs.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time. So as I got older, that's something I've always wanted to create too. When I do have my own space and do have my own big house, I might have a party every single weekend, but it's going to be with people that like the community that I built.
Yeah.
Whereas like they're going to get to have those things and talk to people, good food, good music, good vibes. And that's how I look at Hills.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday, I look forward to every single
Yeah.
Wednesday. I can't wait. Now that I don't have to work on Mondays, I look forward to every Monday.
Yeah.
I know every week, especially when the season starts, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to look forward to it. I might not be having the best day, but I know when I leave here, I'm going to get a great workout one, and I'm going to be around some good people too.
This version of you, right? This this vibrant, we gonna dance, we gonna have a good time with community. Was it born from these traumas? Like, did you become this person because of the traumas, or lean into the side of you because of the traumas, or this is where you was already this person before all of these things happened?
I think I was always this person.
Got you.
Like I said, I changed over time and felt like I had got my feelings hurt enough to where it's like, dang, I can't be this person. Like, am I too happy? Am I too nice? To where it's like, I just need to calm down, and I need to chill out. I've always been dancing. Like I told you, I used to get everybody in trouble, whether it's in class or practice or anything like that. And I feel like I was always dancing. Gymnastics is kind of where that started because, you got to take dance and gymnastics.
Yeah.
Not fun, but not all the
it's the
different types. Yeah, it was structure. I couldn't just go out there and do what I wanted. But being able to perform, in front of people was like where that kind of carried over. And then growing up with cousins and things like that, we would always dance. It was always line dancing or learning the new dance. Whereas like juking in Florida, I learned that from the YouTube. I used to watch a bunch of YouTube videos growing up of just different Jersey dancing. And so that's kind of where all of that comes from. And I had gotten away from that for a long time. But after years passed, it's just, I'd say Cameron's passing, it was just like, man, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm going to be me every single day. And whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. And I'm going to be okay with that.
You got a whole community that likes it now. You got the whole Hills. You got the whole Hills for Atlanta that like it, and all your digital community as well. You have a great surrounding, and that's amazing to see and know. I'm curious, like how in this season of your life, how important has it been for you to be around community, and to be around the people that's at Hills?
Very important. I feel like when Hills ends, we need to have
Off-season
something.
stuff.
Yes, we have to have something going on. Not every day, but something every week to look forward to be like, okay, this is something that I can look forward to on this day, just like during the season, how I look forward to Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and now Saturday. Like every single day now for me, it's so important to be there. When I'm not there, it feels like something is going wrong.
Yeah.
Something is missing. I feel lost a little bit because it's just like, dang, I didn't see my people this week. Or like I wasn't around anybody. You know, it feels weird. Granted, like I do like my space and I do like to be by myself in my little bubble, especially after doing all of those things. But being able to have something to look forward to throughout the week is very important. And it's not only just the people, it's the workout too.
Yeah.
Like everybody is pushing each other. Everybody is, talking mess. We're all out there competing, but we're all out there for one reason, to get better. And it's just like, I can't do without that. Like, what am I doing? If I'm not there, something is wrong. I need somebody to call me.
That's my favorite part of Hills. I was on the hill one day, and I was the thing that always gets me, and I say this in every episode, it's them damn back pedals.
Ooh, woo!
Man, it's like, and then like the last time I went, I think AB got mad. I don't know what happened. He usually do 2 times up the hill like the back pedals. This day he did 3. Oh.
I was out there.
When he said one more time, I was like, oh my God. My God. I know I'm not gonna make it after this. And then I did the 3rd one. I died at the top. Somebody was like, Bumblebee, you gotta get up, Bumblebee. Because I had to yell at him. Bumblebee, you gotta get up.
See, everybody, like, they don't know your name, but they gonna give you a nickname. They gonna say something to you to just keep you going.
Yeah, they gonna push.
And that's the thing about Hills, man. It's like, I don't know everybody's names, but I do remember faces.
Yeah.
And if you coming up, I will remember your name. But if not, I'm gonna give you a nickname. Like this girl said, "Holy Moly Donut Shop." I called her that all day long. When she got to the top of the hill, I'm like, "Come on, Holy Moly."
Oh, that's funny.
What are you doing? And it's just like that day though, specifically, AB, I don't know what was going on with you. But 3 times backwards, insane, man.
I know what it is. I can tell you. AB, you let me know if I'm right or wrong. There was a guy, right? I remember me and Ward was backpedaling. There was a guy, he was like, I don't know if this is getting easier or I'm just getting better. And this is the first backpedal. I think AB heard it.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, I got something for you.
Woo.
2 more times.
I literally told somebody yesterday, it was one of AB's friends. He was we had just got done doing the back pedals, and I'm like, God dang. He was like, no, it's easy work. I said, I will never let AB hear me.
Yeah,
I will never say that out loud.
Just keep it in your mind.
Please.
Because if he hears it, then now the people that doesn't feel like it's easy work, it gets very difficult for us.
Please, just stay quiet, stay cool.
We have people who's watching, right, who has they're going through a season in their life where they're trying to transition to becoming a better person. Whether it's like in work or in life, do you have one small advice for them that can benefit them in any way?
Keep going.
Okay.
You got to keep going. And you got to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
That's fair.
And you'll always have a doubt of, can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
If you tell yourself that you can do something and you put your mind to it and do it, you'll surprise yourself. And it'll be like, wow, I did it.
Okay.
So you just got to keep going.
Keep it moving. How do you want people to remember you, especially after watching this episode?
I want to be remembered as the girl that never gave up. And the girl that never gave up and always looked at things on the brighter side. So that's why I think it's so cool that you wear a yellow hoodie, because it's very bright, it's very vibrant, and it brings a lot of attention to you, but you're a very chill person. Like, for a long time, I didn't know who you were. I just knew you were the guy with the yellow hoodie on. And I look at everything, whether it's bad or good, I look at it from a positive perspective. So that's what I want to be looked at as. Like, she never gave up, 1, and 2, she always looks at things from a positive point of view. Because, like, you only live life once.
Well, there you go. Coach K, everybody.
That's it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Where can they
you.
catch you next? Catch her on the hill.
Catch me on the hill, and you can catch me at Hit Different every Thursday at Lee and White at 6:30 on the west side of Atlanta.
Let's go. Thank you.
Thanks.
That was great.
That was great. I was a little nervous.
Man, this is one of those conversations I feel like people are going to have to sit with more than once. Not just because of the fitness talk, but because of the mindset behind it all. And there are more episodes on this channel, just like this one here, that can truly help you grow. So if you're looking for real conversations that can help you navigate the chapters of your own life, subscribe. We'll be here for you.